Hello everyone, Manny here, and welcome back to Tester. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about how weapon modifications can affect the AP cost of a weapon per shot. So what we have here are two combat rifles, but they've been set up slightly differently. The Recon 308 combat rifle is set up for extreme long distances, while the Suppressed Powerful Automatic is set up for extreme close range. Basically, I did a lot of research and I read a lot of guides. The best thing I found was at Carl's Fallout 4 guides. I'll put the link in the description for you guys. You can check it out and read it yourself. But basically, each part that you modify on your weapon has a different property and thus hits AP usage on the weapon a little differently. So we're going to go through each part separately just to show what it does. And then we're going to do a little bit of a comparison between these two. And then I'll just give my final thoughts on it all, but I actually learned some pretty cool stuff on this one, so I think you're going to like it. Enjoy, guys. Receivers can greatly impact the rate of fire. A receiver that is not automatic yet says it increases the rate of fire. Light or has a hair trigger is going to let you reduce AP costs and VATS. Changing to automatic, your weapon will consume more AP but fire in bursts at a cost of reduced accuracy and range. The higher a weapon's rate of fire, the more mods like hair trigger are going to boost its rate of fire. For a slower weapon, it's not a great impact on the number of shots in one round of VATS. Mods that say heavy or increased damage, aside from the really advanced ones, raise AP costs. You need high gun nut or science to make a weapon do high damage and be low AP. And this one's pretty simple, pretty quick. Shorter barrels lower AP costs and VATS for whatever reason, and longer barrels increase AP costs for whatever reason. But that being said, scopes dramatically increase AP costs, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But it's safe to say that if you went with a long barrel but without a scope, it will have a significantly lower AP cost than you going with a short barrel and a scope. Some weapons can go from pistol to rifle by changing the stock. Although this is a bit rare, and generally for some energy weapons, a shorter stock reduces AP usage in VATS but gives way more recoil with the weapon when firing manually. This makes sense from an AP usage perspective. If the stock is long, the character is going to use it, shoulder it, and fire it. A short stock is going to be lighter and faster to shoulder and faster to aim. Notably, a shorter stock will not change your hit rate in VATS, but reduces the AP cost of fire, so it should be the first thing to go if you would like to get an extra shot out of your sniper's rifle. Okay, as far as magazines are concerned, it's really kind of up in the air. I do know that quick change reload magazines have a lower AP cost, and the smaller your quick change ammunition magazine is, the less AP cost it'll use. So going for the maximum size quick change magazine or the drum is going to hit your AP cost differently depending on the weapon. Medium and short scopes have smaller increases to AP usage, so consider using these instead of if you have high perception. For those who like to tweak, you might find you have 3 shots with some left over with a short scope. You could get a bit more accuracy by switching to a medium scope while still being able to take 3 initial sniper shots. Muzzles do not impact the AP cost of shots and VATS even on energy weapon. These are for your use when basically manually aiming to reduce recoil. I will say that certain muzzles reduce the range of weapons, and by reducing the range, if you're outside of the effective range, you lower the damage output on your weapon. But it's safe to say that if you want a suppressor, that's not going to hit your AP too hard, so go wild on that one. Really, it just seems like it's going to be the other parts of the gun making up the biggest difference for AP costs. Okay, so from the previous talks, we know that shorter weapon parts, less sophisticated weapon parts, parts that make it easier to shoulder the weapon, those make AP costs go down, while as long range options, scopes, long barrels, marksman style stocks make AP costs go up, but also affect stability and things like that. So I'm going to start with the automatic first, and we just want to really just see the VATS shot percentage. So we got about 8 shots. Let's try that one more time. Okay, we got 7 shots. So that's not too bad. But watch what happens when we use our sniper's rifle. Exactly the same weapon, just with different modifications. Look at that. We can only get 4 shots. So basically, it has nothing to do with the weight of the weapon. I once thought that it was the weight of the weapon increasing the AP cost, but it's not necessarily that. I mean, yes, the weight of the weapon kind of sort of has something to do with it, but it's because you're adding on more heavier components to your modifications is why the AP cost is going up. And I know on each weapon it's going to be something a little bit different, so we're just going to use the combat rifle as an example, but from my testing, it's going to be like that on every weapon. So, well, that's about all the information I've been able to dig up on this. So what do you guys think about it? Make sure you put what you think in the comments below. I mean, honestly, this is kind of helped me out just a bit. I don't think I'm going to really change the way I build my weapons because I kind of already was doing this subconsciously. But like for scopes and things like that, I think I'll think twice about adding them on. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more fun. This has been Manny. Take care.